I should have got was some coffee.
I needed that all day.
Then I'll be up all night. It's not really happened to me lately, but every now and then, if I have a cup past 5 o'clock, I'll
Really?
have a trouble getting to sleep.
Yeah, if I
Yeah.
have one after 9, I'm done. But it's
Mm.
still early, so I think I'm good.
Okay, I'm going to start sharing my screen. Um, but if I need to be seen, I'll stop sharing.
At, at any time we need to kind of slow down, just let us know. We're going too fast.
One thing about Safari is it shows a little sidebar thing, and
Yeah.
how you doing, Mike? Hope you can hear me. Hoping that having.
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, I
Hi,
hope it.
Mike.
Well, I'm glad that you're not having technical difficulties.
No, no, not this time. Not this time.
Yeah. All right. So it's 7:05. I'm going to start. Does anyone not have a Gmail account? Because if you already have one, then there's no need for me to go into the Gmail part if you already have one.
I have an account. I don't use it, but I have an account.
Okay. If you can get into that account, then you will need to log into that account on the day of, because in order to use Google Slides, you will need to log into your Gmail account, and Google Slides is free.
Okay.
Also, you don't have to use Google Slides. You can use PowerPoint if you have it already. If you already have an account with Microsoft and you already have that installed, you can use PowerPoint, or you can do the old-fashioned way. Just put out your poster board and your magazines and your glue and do it the old-fashioned way. So this is my uh, vision board from last year. I wanted to show it to you. So I made this last year, and the good old fashioned way with glue and magazines and scissors. And this board here is like 99 cents from the 99 cent store with all Dollar Tree.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do it that way. I think I have it backwards. No, it's
Oh
right.
no, it's right.
Right. Okay. So you can do it that way. So it's up to you, but I wanted people to try it a different way as well. So it's up to you. But if you decide, after you watch this tonight, and you decide that you want to do it with the Google Slides, or you decide that you don't, at least you'll be able to do it both ways.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So we will. Got a few people joining, so I want to also ask them, do they want to the same question I just asked.
My husband just asked me what I was doing, and I told him, and he said, they have software for that now.
Yeah, they have software for it, so you don't have to put out the old, because I have a lot of magazines, but it took a while for me to accumulate all those magazines. So you may not have a bunch of magazines sitting around that you can cut open and cut out pictures. So if you don't have a lot of magazines, then this is another way that you don't have to go out and buy, $5, $10. I mean, they're pretty expensive now,
They
magazines.
are very expensive.
To cut up. So this sort of alleviates you spending money. If we were all meeting together, I would have a whole bunch of magazines already ready to go. And then people bring magazines, so you have a whole bunch to choose from. But since you're at home, you may not have that, bucket of magazines. So it's just another option. So hi Alicia, how are you doing? Hi Cheryl. Um, I did want to ask you, did you have a Gmail account that's currently active?
I don't.
You don't. Okay. All right. Alicia, I know you're muted, but the same question for you. I want to see if you also have a Gmail account, because if you already have one, then we can figure out how to dig it up, or we can reset the password, or just you can watch me how I'm going to create this this a new account, so Cheryl will be in the know on that, or if you want to create a new one. So I'm sure, hoping to
No,
see.
I have one.
Okay, you have one. Okay, okay,
Yeah, I have one.
okay. Well, this will be specifically for Cheryl. Okay, so I hope you can see my screen. If you can't, just let me know. I have the chat. I hope the chats are working, so you can let me
It
know.
is.
Okay, the chat's
Mhm.
working. Okay, so you need to decide what you want it to be. So if you wanted it to be your first and last name, then you could do that, because there are over 1 million Gmail accounts, or probably several million by this time. You probably will not be able to get your first and last name, so you might have to be a little bit creative so that you can. But if it's already been taken, it will tell you. So if I put in David E. Lloyd, which is my name, and hit next, well, I'm going to hit create account. Sorry, once you hit create account, you will hit for myself, and then it's going to ask you to put in your first name and my last name, and then I'll just try to choose David E. Lloyd, and it tells me that it's taken. You can, but it does give me a one that's available. It says 347, but that really that doesn't make me happy. So I could go in and put in my birth year and see that's available. So David E. Lloyd, 1977, that's available. So I could use that as my username. So once you have a username that isn't taken, then you will put in your password. And I think it's blocked out, so no one can see what my password is. And then once you hit next, then you would need to put in your password. I mean, you don't have to put in your phone number because it says optional, so you don't have to do that. But it's good to do that, because if you lose your password, it will shoot you a text message so that you can reset it. So it's a good idea to do that. Not now. And then, so I'm going to skip that. I'm going to go to my birthday, and actually that's optional as well. Wow, all this is optional. And then my gender is male. Probably that's optional as well, but actually it's saying that it's not optional because it's saying I have to fill this in.
Yeah, I think the birthday is required, but the recovery email address.
It's not required.
Right.
Okay.
Mhm.
So it gives you all this information saying, hey, this is just that you agree with all their conditions. And now your account is created. So and automatically have logged me in. I want to put in the same password. Okay. Right. So, and then when you click the little D here, and if it's going to be whatever your first name, the initial your first name, you will see your email address here. And so you know that you are now logged in. So there's any questions about that? Sure, there's any steps that I need to go back?
No.
Okay. So once you're logged in, then we can go to the Gmail, I mean to the Google Slides. So the way to get to Google Slides is the easiest, quickest way is these little 9 dots here, like little squares. If you click that and scroll down to the very, not very bottom, but it's near the bottom, like more so in the middle, and hit slides. And this is, I'm on the google.com main page. Once you're there, hit that slides, and then it would take you to your main Google Slides page. I'm going to send out tonight a template that will already have a lot of these things already set up. So this is the template that you'll receive tonight, saying, hey, you know, this is and also will include a recording of this training as well, in case you want to look at it again, or people who didn't join us tonight want to watch it. They'll be able to get a live walkthrough. But what I want to focus in on this is how to import images, so that if you want to use Google Slides, then you can go to the internet and pull in the images that you want to import into your vision board. The reason why I like this is because you get more options if you're searching the internet for pictures rather than just depending on magazines. So as you see here, I got my Forerunner that I want. I don't really want a townhouse, but I found that picture. You know, and I tell people all the time that it doesn't have to be just pictures. It could be words. You know, here I have all about love. I want in 2021, I'm all about love in 2021. I want peace of mind, Lord knows. After 2020, after 2020, I want peace of mind.
Yes.
So I'm choosing words and images that are a representation of the things that I want to see in 2021. That's what this vision board is about. And it's about words, images, and any other creative ideas you can think of to add to this. So one of the first things I want to show you how to do is insert an image. So you will go to insert here and hit image in the drop down, and then it's going to ask you, do you want to upload from a computer? Let's say you already have images already on your computer. You can upload those images into this slide, or you can search the web. So here now, when I hit search the web, it says Google Images. I'm going to type in, what should I type in?
Okay, so say you want to lose some weight. You're going to eat healthier this year.
Okay,
How about that?
let's say eat healthy.
Okay.
I'm going to type that in and see what comes up. So you have a lot of delicious looking meals here.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a diet that I like called the Whole 30. I don't know if you guys heard of Whole 30 or not, but Whole 30 is really, you can look it up and more information about it, but it's really a great diet. I did it a couple times. I lost like 20 pounds within 30 days. It's a great challenge. So I'm going to look for things that are representation of Whole 30. Sometimes you can get even a picture that says Whole 30 and import that in. But it's giving me a ton of pictures to choose from. I'm just looking for one that says Whole 30. And then sometimes you can just change up your wording if you're not getting all the pictures that you would like. I'm going to just change it a little bit. I like this, understanding that fruit of the spirit. I like that.
Oh, I'd like that as well.
So I'm going to take this. Well, I think that's, is that a,
Maybe a video. Is it a video?
maybe it's a video. Yeah, I think it's a video. Okay, so once I check it, I'm gonna select another one because it is a video. So I'm gonna check something else. Ooh, let's say this one for instance. I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna, at the very bottom it says insert. I'm gonna hit insert and then it's gonna bring in that picture. So once the picture is in the slide, you can make changes to it. You can actually from if you go to the little edge here, you see a little bullet there, like a little square that's blue. You can make this picture bigger or smaller. So let's say you wanted to this to be something that's small and you don't really want it to take up all your space. You can make it smaller. If you want it to sort of overlap other pictures, you can make it overlap other pictures. You can send it backwards if you want to. It does give you the ability to move it back. We're going to order, send backwards, and it should go back
So I do have a
in
question.
front. Okay.
So you have to hit the insert button. You can't drag and drop it in this.
No, this way now you can't. I'll show you another way that you can drag and drop.
Okay.
But inside of the vision board, the Google slide, you can't. It's not allowing me to actually insert it that way.
Okay.
Now I think that in PowerPoint it may allow you to do that,
Yeah.
but I'm going to try something else. I'm going to say a house, you know, and you know, this is a beautiful house. And I say, I want to insert that. And then it's going to insert that picture into it. And of course, if you want to make it bigger, you can. If you want to make it smaller, you can. I like making it smaller because I want to get a lot of things in here. So those are that's one way to import a picture. Any questions about that so far?
Question. So once it's in Google Slides, is it just saved under your Google Drive? How do you like export it if you want to print it or if you want to send it to somebody or, you know?
Mm-hmm. So if you, and I want to get to that in a moment about because in saving it, it automatically saves every second. So it says here it says last edit was seconds ago. It saves every time you make a change. It saves.
Okay,
So,
awesome.
so you don't have to without saving anything. It's saving in the background every moment you make a change. And if you need to undo something, here's the undo button, and it will, you know, go to all the little changes that you've made. It's recording all those changes that you're making as you edit your slide. We will get into the other piece that you said earlier about, you know, if I want to print it out, we'll show you how to print it out and how to send it if you need to send it, share it, all those things. The next thing I wanted to show you before we get to that is let's say that you just want to go to google.com and just search that way. Because a lot of times when we are on Google, we just go to google.com and put in an image and look for images that way. That's how most people find their images. And then once you put in Whole30, of course, the Whole30 program website comes up, but I just want images. So I click there. I'm going to go back and click one more time. I click the little icon that says images right there. And I click that, and automatically it gives me all these pictures. So this is the one that I wanted right here, the Whole30. So once I click that, and I can click any picture here, and it's going to show up in my my sidebar here. And I'm going to click Whole30. I'm going to right click on that picture. And depending on which Explorer you're inside of, what Internet Explorer you're inside of, you could be inside of Safari, or I'm inside Safari now, but you may be inside of Google Chrome, or you may be inside of Internet Explorer, but it's pretty much all set up the same. I'm going to say copy image. At some point, you're going to see where it says copy image. So I'm going to hit copy image, and then the toolbar go away. Then save that image inside of the computer. and I'm going to right click and hit paste. And now that image is now inside of my slide. I can again make it big, make it small, put it, drag it where I want to drag it to by simply hitting the cursor. So you see how I did that? So I think this is actually even easier for me to find pictures when I go to google.com and hit images. So that's another neat way to find pictures that that you may like. I like this picture. I like this house better. So I'm going to right click. I'm going to hit copy image. I'm going to go back to my other tab. That's my, and do not close out your tab. Keep your tab open. Just go to your little plus here and to create a new tab. And then you can keep going back and forth without closing that tab out. And you just keep getting those images and dragging them into your slide. And then you make them smaller or bigger and put it where you want to put it. And because it looks neat together, I might put my little piece of mind right on top of my house here. You know, I want peace in my house. Okay, so there's so many little neat things that you can do that, and even the lead picture. See how I just went, I clicked that picture and the little blue frame came around it, and then I hit delete and the picture went away. I can undo it and it'll bring it back. So it's very forgiving in terms of you adding pictures and removing pictures. So any questions about pulling images from google.com? Okay. So I'm going to show you how to, let's say you want to send this to someone. You would hit share. And once you hit share, it's going to ask you, who do you want to send it to? Let's say I want to send it to Katrina. And if you use Google a lot, you know, Katrina, of course, is saved in my contacts. So I can type her name in, or I could type in her email address, and I can send it and share it with her. And I can add her just as a viewer, as a commenter, or an editor. So give her the ability to also make edits. I will hit editor and send. I could also add other people as well, but I will be doing this tonight to everyone, sending them the template so that they can make the updates Saturday. So this is how you would share it. Any questions about that, about sharing? Okay.
Will we be sharing within the class, or this would be if we wanted to share with someone else?
You want to share with a family member or with a friend, you could share it with them that way. You won't need to have to share it in your Saturday with anyone that you want to.
Okay.
I will at some point ask at the end of the class, at the end of the workshop, I will ask, do you want to talk about what you've created? And if, you know, people can volunteer to say, hey, this is my vision board. These are things that I want to manifest in 2021 and talk about it. That's up to you if you want to do that, but that's optional. You won't need to share, you just share your screen. That's all you would do with that, and just talk about your vision board.
Okay.
And then to print it out, which is going to be really important because I want you to have this on your wall so you can see it every single day, because it's important that you see these images. I keep mine in my office so I can see it. So printing it out is very important. So by hitting file and then hitting, it should be a button that says print, which is here at the very bottom. And now it's allowing me to print. Okay, so that's all you have to do is hit file, and then you'll hit the print here button. Well, it's actually a little, it's not a button, but it's in the drop down, and then you can print it out. So it's really easy to print out. It's not difficult. You can save it as a PDF. They do give you that ability. So let's say you wanted to save it to your hard drive. I keep all my vision boards, so it's important that I save them. And I check things off when I get something, or I manifest something. Something shows up in my experience. I go and I check off everything as it shows up, so I can see how things are unfolding. So you don't have to do that, but I just think that it's a good idea so that you can see things are happening, things are unfolding. I'm calling this year the age responsibility. The reason why I did that was because when we think of 21, think of what that you can start drinking at 21.
Yes.
You
You're coming of age.
you're coming of age,
Right.
So you have to be more responsible because now you can drink and drive. Well, you shouldn't drink and drive, but you can drink and you have to be responsible when it comes to driving when you are drinking or whatever. So I'm calling it the age responsibility. Last year was called, we did 2020 vision.
Yeah.
And Jesus, in January, we did our vision board last year in January on Vision Board Day. We had no idea how 2020 was going to unfold, and oh boy,
Wow. Did it.
it's been an interesting year. Well, 2020 was an interesting year.
But
So go ahead.
I'm going to say one thing. So, but what we do want to let you know is you can manipulate your title. So whatever, if you're thinking that you want your board named a certain, named a specific name based on what you're thinking it's you want to see manifested, feel free to change it and call it whatever you'd like. So just so you'll know, you can do that.
Yeah,
For
you can-
instance, my board, I think mine for 2020 was the year of wisdom, clarity, and expectancy. So that was 2020, and then 2019, it was something totally different. So feel free to name it whatever you like.
Yeah, I think you should name it. I think you should name give it some kind of name that talks about the overall goal, the year of love, the year of responsibility. I think mine's going to be that.
The year of transformation.
That's
it may
a
be.
good one. Transformation, a year of trust. Name it something that responds to what your overall vision is. Because when you go back and look at it for January 2022, it's going to bring up a lot of emotions for you. It really will, because it gives you insight to what you were thinking in that moment of time, what you were, what was it that was on your mind? What was it that you were thinking about?
Mhm.
So when you're choosing your images and your words, be thinking about, when I look at this next year, what do I want to be saying? Like, what was I thinking? Or should I have asked for more, asked for less, should have been more, or whatever. So I try to be mindful of that, about, I'm going to look at this next year and I'm going to go, okay, and I look at the one from last year and I'm going, I had a lot of lofty things up here,
Yes.
And
then yours, 2019, he has on his wall here. So
yeah, I have on my wall. And,
yep.
And it's a thing that you have to go back and review and understand that, why did I want that, and what was the need that was going to bring. I mean, it's a work in progress.
It is. And one thing I like to say is, when you're doing this, really, because it's very important, but be intentional. When you're thinking of what you, like DJ was saying, what you're putting on your board, really put some thought into what you really are, what's important to you this year. What things you like to accomplish, what things you like to see happen in your life. Really, really think about it and be intentional about it. And also, one thing I know we said, maybe, you want to look at it in January 2022. But something that we may consider doing, we haven't really talked about, is maybe 6 months down the line, we may have a quick meeting with everyone that participated and do like a touch point, like a quick, hey, how are things going? Have you seen some things that you've put on your board that's actually manifested? And you know, just kind of see where everybody is if they're interested. So that's something to think about as well.
Yeah. So what you guys think so far?
Good.
Okay.
Yeah. Like it.
Okay.
It's really, you
Go
know,
ahead.
give more access with the pictures and everything.
Yeah, the Google gets you a lot more ability to bring in more ideas instead of being limited to a magazine. You get to really you get the whole internet, you know.
Absolutely.
So it's whatever you can think of, really, and that's how I really want people to be thinking about is just, you know, what do I want to see? I mean, I love this house this house right here, but you know, but you know, I look at these pictures and I really think about what is my plan and how things will unfold.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, forgive me. My sinuses is starting to drain. So if are there any other questions? Because this is really pretty much. Go ahead.
Well, I do want to interject one more time in case someone has a question about actually putting text. So say they're not inserting a picture, but they just want to write something, like you mentioned, you want to show them how to do that.
So if you want to insert text, you could hit insert and then hit text box, and then you drop it where you want to drop it. See the little plus sign, and you will drop it there wherever you want to put it, and then you can type in whatever you want to type in. And one of the neat things about that is you can come in and actually change the font if you want to. You play with the font and change it to something like more I guess more funky, creative. Make the text bigger.
Can you shade the background? Or well, it's actually text, so you probably couldn't unless you put it in a box.
You can get even more creative. You can go and shade the background if you want to. If you want it to have the background red, you can make it red. You can change the color of the words to say I want to make it white. So isn't that's I like that, you know. So so it's little neat things you can do with this to make it more personal, and that's important to me, to make it personal and make it yours. So you can be real creative, and don't be intimidated, because we're going to be working with, and we're going to have probably small groups depending on how many people join us. I see 5 people in a group, and we're going to be popping into each group, answering questions and helping. So if you get blindsided, or if you forgot to do something, or you want to know how to do something, I'll be there. Katrina will be there to help you and walk you through. So you're not going to be just on your own.
That was one of my questions. So how will the workshop be conducted? I can see it's a double-edged sword for me. If I have too many options, it'll take me so much time to get the picture that I want.
Well, at least I can say that it's easier because you can get more specific in your search to get better pictures. Because sometimes when it comes to magazines, you're searching through all these magazines trying to find the right picture that really describes how you envision it. I think with the Google search, you can be more specific. So you say, I want a red house that is a townhouse. So you could put that in, and you probably want to get houses that are townhouses that are red. So I think that's a great way to be more specific in your search. Or let's just say, hey, I'm having an issue with the picture. For some reason, something not happening, then I can bounce in and help you with that. So, it's I think it's a good way of doing it without
Yeah.
being limited to a magazine.
Mhm.
But you know, I've seen people who have like, I mean, pictures on top of, I mean, they have like a vision board and they have like pictures all, I mean, they really go all out on their vision board. So, so everyone does it different. For me, I do leave some white space, but I've seen people, I mean, every inch of their board is covered. So people do it differently. Some people do more words, some people do more images. I've seen people actually glue little dolls and horses and I mean,
Yeah, you're as creative as you want to be.
as you want to
Yeah,
be,
yeah.
you know, depending on how you what medium you're using. So so yeah, be creative, and I think what's most important is just following your heart.
Absolutely.
You know, that's what to me is the most important part when you're creating your vision board, because if it doesn't mean anything to you, then what's the point? It has to mean something to you.
Mhm. Right.
So
Okay, good. Thank you.
okay, so if there's any more questions, well, I will see everyone Saturday. I will be sending this template out to everyone. And also this video, I'll be sending out to people who were not able to make it. And we're going to have a lot of fun Saturday. So,
Yeah.
and bring something to eat, bring something to drink.
How long will the workshop last?
It will. I have on the invite 1 to 3:30, but I will be available until 5.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it sounds like it'll be fun.
Yeah, I really enjoy this, and everyone that I've been to, everyone, I have to push people out the door last year. Like, we gotta leave. You gotta. It was 5 o'clock. They were like, they were still trying to get things done. Like the church is gonna close. So so people do have fun with this, and it's about the conversation. To me, the biggest thing about the conversation that you're having as you are doing your vision board, it's not just being you just copy and pasting pictures, but engaging with the group that you're in and talking about some of the things you want to manifest. You know, the Bible says, you know, when we come together in
Yes.
agreement, we touch and agree, then
Yes.
I'm there. I mean, you know, so it's about talking about it as well.
Yeah. And keeping each other accountable. That's one thing.
Yeah,
we
if you
wanna
can
do
find a
too.
person who wants to, I mean, Katrina's my accountability buddy, and we keep each other accountable. So if you in the company with someone and you want to stay in contact with them and you want to have an accountability buddy with them, then that's a great relationship to gather as you're communicating with people in the groups. So if you found one, then definitely just change information and stay in contact.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Well, thank you.
All right,
Thank
you're welcome.
you.
I'll give you guys 19 minutes back. And again, I'll see you all Saturday.
Yes.
I can't wait.
Okay,
Looking
good.
forward
Thank
to
you.
it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye now.
And I was when you were talking, I was adding stuff to the chat.